Your accountancy might have a backup solution in place, but is it right for your size? In this video, I'll explain why you should care about a proper backup solution and best practices for large accountancies. Most accountancies these days have some form of backup solution, usually through cloud software such as Xero or Sage. So why should you care about backup if it's taken care of already? Well, your cloud software will only back up the data used on that particular platform, leaving lots of your data at risk. Now, by data, I mean all of your emails, any client or employee records that you've downloaded, any company financial information that you might have stored, anything that you or your team have downloaded onto your computers and is on your server. All of that is your data. All of that probably isn't being backed up if you're solely reliant on your cloud software. And even huge companies like Xero aren't always reliable. If you were to lose any of your sensitive data, this could be a breach of GDPR, which will incur sanctions, and I'm sure your clients won't be too happy you've lost all of their sensitive data. On the other hand, some of you might make a copy of your data already and put it on a separate hard drive. This is an improvement, but for best practices, you really should be following the backup rule of 3. The backup rule of 3 is about covering all bases and is the minimum standard your accountancy should be striving for. As a minimum, you should have 3 copies of your data. This includes your live data that you're currently using and 2 copies. Now, your 2 copies shouldn't have any association with each other. So if one fails, you've still got the other one that's unaffected. Try to use 2 different media types, like a separate server or a hard drive, or even a cloud solution. And lastly, one of your copies should be off-site. So if anything were to happen to your premises, your off-site copy is again unaffected. Cloud solutions are best for off-site backup and use data centers to store vast amounts of data. Data centers vary in size and could be in huge units somewhere across Europe, or like ours, they could be in smaller ones, which are a short walk away from our head office. It's really down to your preferences where you want your off-site data to be stored. Now you've decided where you're going to back up your data to, you might be wondering how this is going to affect your day-to-day. Long story short, it won't. If you schedule your backups to run out of hours, let's say you start at midnight, by the time you return to your office in the morning, the backup will be complete. If you have a lease line, this will be much quicker and will be done in just a couple of hours. But for more on the benefits of lease line for accountancies, go and watch the case study we did with Best Accountancy on our channel. At the very least, you should run your backup once a week, but every 24 hours is ideal, especially for large accountancies. So once your backup solution is in place, you should regularly test it to make sure it's working properly and keep on top of any software updates and patches. The last thing you want is for something to go wrong and your backup isn't working and you lost all your data. Just imagine if this happens in January with the tax deadline coming up. This would be an absolute nightmare. So make sure your backup solution is working properly. There we have it. There's why you should care about proper data backup solution and some best practices for large accountancies. If you want more information on backup for accountancies, follow the link below in the description to our blog. If you found this video helpful, join us in 2 weeks' time, where we're going to be looking at how VoIP can improve the guest experience in the hospitality and tourism industry. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.